Hello, my friends. I'm Andrea, astrologer, and welcome to this special update in the series of March-related updates, a very complex month astrologically. And today I want to talk, as we promised, about Venus retrograde transit, and I will cover also Mercury retrograde because they go hand in hand. And this means that we will go on a journey to explore some astrological influences that are involved with these two planets. Then I would like to talk about impact on cryptocurrency in general, and we will talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, so please stay tuned to watch this. And I would like to start with the fact that Venus being retrograde will be very strong. It will be stronger than usual due to the fact that it is closer to the Earth, and it is actually a very strong position for Venus in the sidereal Pisces, where it is exalted. It is in the maximum position possible, delivering maximum results. It will have 3 times less speed, so any degree that is crossed will be energized with this Venus power and energy. So we can stay tuned to this benefic, that is the smaller benefic in astrology, and it brings blessings in regards to money because it's a significance for money, for love, and it is also accompanied by Mercury this time. Usually Mercury and Venus together would really give a personality that is very pleasant. It's very likable in general for people. So this means that we will have the opportunity to have a joyful atmosphere, at least, so likable. It will be easier, things will be easier than usual, and what can we expect in general with this transit? I would like to talk about them together because it is important. They would influence each other, and also about the characteristics of each in life in general, but also for financials. First of all, the nature of this conjunction is a positive one because Venus is exalted in the maximum position. And yes, some of you would say, yes, but Mercury is debilitated. It's in the minimum position possible. This means that we have a cancellation of debilitation or niche bhanga yoga. So here you can see these orchids. I put them near each other. It's like one influencing the other in a powerful way. We see that the result is beautiful. Of course, I don't think it will be a very smooth transition because Mercury is still debilitated. Some aspect of it will be manifested, but it will be very short-term and saved by the grace of Venus. So it's important to take this into account. Venus represents harmony in relationships, especially romantic relationships. It is a planet of diplomacy as well because it rules Libra, which is this perfect one-on-one and win-win situation. This is really a point in time when we see devotion accelerating in general in people. They are more benevolent. They would really be more reconciled from a point of view at least, and the communication will be more careful. It will be smoothened out, especially because we do have Mercury together with Venus, and Mars is still out of bounds, so this sense of frustration is there and underlying conflict, but this will be over also when the transit would be really towards the end. And we talk about a transit from the 2nd of March to the 13th of April, with Venus being retrograde. Venus is very powerful. It's also very bright in the sky. It's retrograde. It influences us more. Also, women in general are more lucky in this time period, so it's good to negotiate things if you have this on the list. It's a time when you can be really successful. And Venus, yes, it's associated with women, therefore I mention women because they are more favored in general. And this is really an energy that is very receiving. It's a tuning, calm energy, especially in Pisces. Creativity can skyrocket. And if you have something in mind, like starting a new project, creating a song or whatever else, especially linked to poetry, to drawing, to music, then this is really a very good time to start it. This is one part of the aspect, but we are interested in finance as well. And I promised you to talk a bit about that as well. So Venus is also known as the small benefic in astrology. So it will have a very positive influence on financial assets, which have the horoscope triggered by this Venus. And this is the case for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this will be in the time frame of March 2nd, April 13th. And I will tell you at the end some more specific dates, so stay tuned for that. This is really a increase in price in general. It depends also what other planets are triggered, and it is in the primary case, an increase in price. It could be also linked to the increase of the market cap, but for Bitcoin, for example, we have another transit going into that. This is more linked to Jupiter, so to speak. Then this is really a time where I think it will be a smooth price action, to smoothened at least to some degree, because with this Mars out of bounds, we saw really changes in both directions. It will be up and down, a lot of volatility. I think this will be a little bit calmed down due to the fact that Mars is also retrograde and it won't make so many aspects with both charts. But it's also the fact that Mercury and Venus, both of them will be in tandem, so to speak. They will be together. They cross the zodiac together. This means that they will influence the horoscopes of the cryptocurrencies in general in the same way. And then this means that the effect will be enhanced. Venus here is more powerful without question, but also Mercury in general is linked to trading, to travel, also to news. So again, news, but news that would favorably affect the ascendant of Bitcoin, which I'm much more optimistic towards a stable situation, more or less, because it was not easy to navigate the markets lately, and we see that now there is this very strong sensitivity to news on crypto. This was not the case really in the past, at least not so much, so significant influence, but now it is, and we need to take that into account. So it's like the news will favor the price action for cryptocurrencies, since Bitcoin is still dominating the market and it will be positively influenced. This is a good news, I would say. And Mercury will be together with Venus in the sidereal sign of Pisces, where I explained it is debilitated, so it's not the strongest, but it is diminished in terms of its negative influence by Venus running together with it. And Mercury is retrograde between March 15th and April 7th. April 7th is an important day because it is also a release of the tension that we had in the last month. We have now Mars finally direct. It went direct on February 24th, but now the point of release is that it goes back to normal trajectory. So it won't be exaggerated anymore. It won't be out of bounds, which means that being the fuel of the price section, therefore this contributes also to this tendency of having a cleaner price action. Still, Bitcoin is under the powerful influence of quicker moving planets, therefore it is more dynamic in nature. We don't have a long trend upwards, and it is something that we need to take into account for the next month. It's roughly until January 2026 long term, so we need to have this in mind, that any trend is not really so stable like it used to be before. Now I would like to really give you some dates, and before that I want to say that Ethereum, because a lot of people are concerned about Ethereum, yes, and with good reason. We see where the price is. It's still under this harsh influence of Mars, because this Mars out of bounds really knocked it in the head, so to speak. This is my conclusion. It is a high intensity aspect with a out of bounds planet, and because it went retrograde, it was enhanced. So now we can hope with a Mars that is not out of bounds anymore, and with positive influences from Mercury and Venus, that the situation will be more stable with Ethereum as well. It will come slower. It will not be overnight, because all these planets change direction. So this means again we will have a stop and go, but it will happen nevertheless. So now I would like to go into the dates. For Bitcoin, we do have more dates than for Ethereum, and in order not to mess them up, I would like to read them for you, and let's go into Bitcoin at first. It will be a mix of positive and negative influences for Bitcoin, and let's start with the positive ones. They are on March 20th, March 22nd, then March 28th. These are the positive ones, and the negative ones are two, and these are on March 18th and on March 25th. So this is what we have for Bitcoin. And for Ethereum, we do have two dates, which are quite positive, both of them, March 15 and March 30th. This is what we have in store from Venus, which is really the powerful planet here triggering the price action. And of course, all other planets will have an influence on the price action each and every day, each and every hour, and even minute, but we cannot grasp as humans at that level of detail. In any case, you can have all of them in advance if you join Patreon. This is available in all tiers. Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are covered. Link to Patreon you can find in the description of this video. Otherwise, there are also long-term reports that might be interesting for you. Thank you for your attention, for liking and subscribing, and until next time, be joyful.